Okay, how do you guys know each other?
You remember our first meet? I did not expect you that day. Fortunately, we met, and I'm so glad that we met. It was New Year's ko dinma.
Definitely, we met accidentally. But I'd say it was meant to be.
Yeah, it was
Because
meant to be.
yes, हामी भेट्नुभन्दा अगाडि पनि मैले कति मान्छेबाट हजुरको नाम सुनिरहेको थिएँ. And now I realize अहिले पनि कतिजनाले भन्नुहुन्छ रायन यस्तो राम्रो मान्छे हुन्छ. I think you should meet him. You should meet him भन्नुहुन्छ. And then I'm like, yeah, I've met him.
Thanks to
so,
all of
yeah,
them.
we're very close now.
Can you do your best impression of me?
All right, that's a funny
So
one.
what's your
Okay.
best impression?
Jolly? Jolly? के खानुहुन्छ म ल्याइदिन्छु नि होइन 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 पे गर्नु पर्दैन हजुर मेरो ठाउँमा आउनुभएको छ मैले खुवाउनुपर्छ मेक योर सेल्फ कम्फर्टेबल जल्ली हजुरलाई के चाहियो दिस क्लोथ इज गोइङ टु लुक अमेजिङ अन यु जल्ली यो लाएर हेर्नुहोस् त द्याट्स द बेस्ट आई क्यान डु
Thank you.
You're adorable.
You're just too nice.
All right, next. What do you identify yourself as?
I identify myself as a gay man.
So for me, yeah, I'd also identify myself as a cisgender gay man. But yeah, pronouns मैले generally he him नै राखिरहेको छु. But right now I'm kind of questioning myself. So yeah, I would just prefer not to put any pronouns right now, but that might change.
Kind of having the same feeling. It's a mutual feeling, yes. Yeah. Do you believe that coming out is an important aspect of being true to oneself, or is it overemphasized in contemporary society?
Obviously, एउटा compulsion necessity जस्तो बनाउनु हुँदैन coming out लाई. And I've had these discussions before. म personally चाहिँ के believe गर्छु भन्दा कुनै एउटा like ideal society मा LGBT community को बारेमा धेरै थाहा नभएको place मा like back in Nepal, there has to be people who come out solely because coming out movement अगाडि जाओस्, LGBT community को education awareness अगाडि बढोस्. तर that does not mean we force on people to come out, right? Personal choice, personal opinion हो. But again, for me, coming out was important because मेरो लागि, मेरो parents लाई, मेरो वरपर, मेरो friends लाई बुझाउनु, educate गर्नु was important. मलाई चाहिँ त्यस्तो लाग्थ्यो. मेरो लागि चाहिँ it was more like a responsibility. But that not be the case for other people. So it's just a personal preference is what I think. VMAC को throughबाट म come out हुने मैले मौका पाएँ. And then I was not open to my family till त्यो time. तर I chose to come out to society first. मैले yes, media को help लिएँ पहिला, and then I started coming out, and then release भइसकेपछि मेरो video release भइसकेपछि I came out to my dad because it was necessary for me. मेरै मुखबाट मैले disclose गर्नु was more necessary. That's what I thought त्यति बेला. And then he was amazing. He even scolded me for not telling him earlier. You've not known your dad? I would always support you. That's what he said. It was really sweet. Yeah. And then त्यसपछि yeah, I'm here. I started doing more events, awareness campaigns, these and that, and I wish I can continue that in my future as well. Can you share your experience growing up as a gay man or gay boy back in Nepal?
मलाई यो term gay भन्ने नै like थाहा थिएन, like honestly भन्दाखेरि I was very unknown. Like हुन्छ नि म घरमै बस्ने एउटा shy nature भएको, अनि स्कुल गयो आयो, काम पर्यो भने बाहिर जाने, like हुन्छ नि most of the time घरमै फ्यामिलीसँग स्पेन्ड गर्ने, ममसँगै बस्ने त्यस्तो टाइपको मान्छे, धेरै आउटगोइङ नभएर मलाई यो कम्युनिटीको बारेमा नै थाहा थिएन. Like I knew from my childhood that I was attracted to guy, but at the end of the day हुन्छ नि म ठुलो भएर लाइक मैले बिहे गर्नुपर्छ, लाइक होइन बच्चाहरू जन्माएर लाइक त्यसरी बस्नुपर्छ, सेटल डाउन भएर त्यस्तो लाइक त्यो प्रकारको मेन्टालिटी हुन्थ्यो कि हाम्रो सोसाइटी नै यस्तो छ कि हाउ दिस LGBT थिङ्स वर्क्स आउट भन्ने नै मलाई थाहा थिएन कि. सो आई वाज भेरी अननोन. अनि जब म यहाँ युएस आइसकेपछि 2014 मा आएको, तर लाइक इट टुक मी टाइम हुन्छ नि, जब मैले साथीहरू बनाएँ एन्ड वेन आई स्टार्टेड गोइङ आउट एन्ड देन आई रियलाइज देन एन्ड आई केम आउट इन 2017. As soon as I realized that I am gay, my family sang come out by like पहिला मैले भाइलाई भने, I knew he would be supportive, and then momलाई भने, mom took it so lightly, like हुन्छ नि,
that's great.
as like she knew before, like हुन्छ नि त्यसरी. How does your family and community view homosexuality?
Um, मेरो फ्यामिलीमा चाहिँ because my parents are educated, they know what the community is about. Although I've not had a discussion with my mom yet, but my dad, he's definitely very supportive about it. Straightforward way मा मैले मेरो momसँग चाहिँ I'm gay भन्ने कुरा disclose गरेको छैन. Although she probably have hints by now. I've only had discussions with my dad. It's just because my mom, she's a little more sensitive, a little more, vulnerable than my dad. Because I understand she's grown so much expectations for me and everything, especially in regards to marriage, this and that. So what we're trying to do is, we're trying the slow poisoning technique. We're trying to educate her about the community first. And then, यस्तो भनेको यस्तो हुन्छ है, LGBT कम्युनिटीको मेम्बर्सहरू पनि सक्सेसफुल हुन्छन् है भनेर बिस्तारै हामी एजुकेट गर्न खोजिरहेको छौँ, लाइक द होल फ्यामिली. एन्ड देन सबै वन्स सी नोज कम्युनिटी के हो, कस्तो छ, वर्ल्ड वाइड कस्तो छ, एन्ड देन आई वान्ट टु ब्रेक इट टु हर. मेरो रिलेटिभ्सहरू पनि बाई नाउ दे अलरेडी नो वाट द कम्युनिटी स्ट्यान्ड्स फर. एन्ड त्यस्तो केही पनि नेगेटिभ ओपिनियन कसैकोबाट पनि केही पनि सुनेको चाहिँ छैन एज अफ नाउ. But then for my friends, depending on where I am, katai they understand, katai they don't. If they don't, I try my best to educate them. I try my best to let them know यस्तो हुन्छ, we exist, the community exists. सबैको views change गर्न मिल्दैन because it's also about the values that are passed on through generations, right? तर जहाँ पनि it's possible, I try my best to educate them. So yeah.
Why is the question of how did you know you were gay often asked, while it is not a common inquiry in heterosexual context?
के हुन्छ भन्दा once people know that you belong in the community, they naturally relate to you being different. Let's say learning about yourself, discovering yourself, the whole journey of coming out is so unique, so beautiful to each individual. So yeah, people might just be interested in knowing how you learned about yourself. किनभने उहाँहरूको लागि it's always been attracted to different sex. तर when you hear someone having a different experience from yours, you just want to know more about that. You just want to learn a little more about that. I think it's the natural curiosity that drives them to ask those questions.
Right.
Next question. Have you ever faced discrimination or violence because of your sexual orientation?
Honestly, I have not faced the physical violence, but the way they look, we know हुन्छ नि मान्छेले कसरी हेर्छ, मान्छेको हेराइ कस्तो हुन्छ, त्यसले नै त्यो discrimination चाहिँ like देखाउँछ जस्तो लाग्छ. Once when I was dancing in the club with my best friends, and then there were some people passing by, and one guy was literally, when I was dancing, he was like, यस्तो गरेर छेकिराखेको थियो कि ताकि मैले उनीहरूलाई नछोस् अथवा नछोस्. And I kind of felt that already, like हुन्छ नि, it was kind of, oh okay, but never mind, I just kept dancing. So like this once in a while त्यस्तो हुन्छ.
Very similar to yours. I've also found some of my friends distancing themselves from me a very few times. But nonetheless, I've always met very good people in my life. Yes, there have been instances where people, laughed at me, made jokes about me, made rumors about me. But then I choose to ignore them. I choose to not care about them. Because I like to put myself among people that I like. मलाई मन पर्ने मान्छे, मलाई केयर गर्ने मान्छेको वरपर मलाई रमाइलो लाग्छ, right? You don't have to be with everyone. You just सबैजना, let's be honest, सबैजना सधैँ चाहिँदा पनि चाहिँदैन.
That's true.
Yeah, especially if they're trying to pull your legs, if they're just ignore them. That's the best way to go forward, right? Except for that, some people are just prejudiced, let's be honest. जति भन्दा पनि बुझ्नु हुँदैन, जति जे गर्दा पनि बुझ्नु हुँदैन. They just like to, make fun of you. And we cannot change. I mean, we definitely can over time, but changing that idea, changing that viewpoint within a few days is just not possible. We can do our roles, we can do our parts, but we cannot assure that everyone understands your viewpoint, and that's perfectly okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? you can talk about your personal goals.
I'm in this fashion and modeling field होइन आफूले आफूलाई चाहिँ एउटा लाइक इन्टरनेसनली नोन मोडल एउटा लाइक सुपर मोडलको उसमा देख्ने चाहिँ इच्छा छ एन्ड आइ एम ट्राइङ माई बेस्ट टु बी देयर होइन पेरिस फेसन विक लन्डन फेसन विक र मिलान फेसन विकमा जानु चाहिँ मेरो गोल हो एन्ड इभेन्चुली आई विल बी देयर so I know that for a fact, I know. And besides that, like I have my own things to do too, and I would see myself like doing some business. I want to be an entrepreneur. There are always ups and downs in sunny life, and I would say myself like as a happy person, like settle down within 5 years. Maybe I might have someone in my life or not, like, but I will still be happy. I always find the small reason to be happy.
Of course, you're doing amazing. All the best to your future goals. मेरो लागि पनि stability, of course. अनि मेरो career wise चाहिँ I wanna be a good nurse. I hope to work in ICU. So I wouldn't say I would have a family by then. I would definitely not be married by then, of course, but I want to find a perfect balance in my personal and professional life at least.
What do you believe can be done to promote LGBTQ plus rights and acceptance in Nepali community?
That's a very good question. I've always said this, and I cannot stress enough how important this is.
Right.
Education and awareness. Definitely not the generic, typical social studies answer would write in our papers, but education is super, super important. Awareness is super important, and government has to do its part. I mean, I always say this, 12 वर्ष जति social studies पढेँ होला मैले नेपालमा, तर I never found a single paragraph about LGBT studies. Jabaki the whole point of social studies is talking about society, right? And we were never there. I heard अहिले चाहिँ कतै कतै included छ. I'm not very sure about that. But back in my times, no.
Right.
Awareness नै छैन, त्यो exist हुन्छ. Same sex marriage भन्ने कुरा पनि हुन्छ. Same sex attraction हुन्छ. यस्तो कुराको बारेमा knowledge नै छैन. नेपालमा पनि if you go to different places and try to educate them, they are willing to listen to you.
It's just they don't know how these things work. Like
Right.
just like me, I did not know like back in Nepal हुन्छ नि मेरो पेरेन्ट्सहरु पनि मेरो फ्यामिली पनि त सबैजना थाहा भएर आएको हैन. When I try to teach them, educate them, they knew, you know.
यही सन्दर्भमा मैले एउटा कुरा के पनि थप्न चाहे भन्दा सबैलाई सबै कुरा थाहा हुनुपर्छ भन्ने पनि नेसेसरी छैन. It takes time definitely because थुप्रो मान्छेलाई यो टपिकको बारेमा केही नै थाहा नभएको कारणले it's definitely going to take time. So बिस्तारै टर्म्सहरु इन्ट्रोड्युस गर्दै गर्दै we can go ahead. Because as you said, मलाई पनि केही पनि थाहा थिएन, मेरो फ्यामिलीलाई पनि केही पनि थाहा थिएन about the terms and everything, right? It takes time. बिस्तारै बिस्तारै सबैको देखेर सिकेर सबै कुरा बुझ्दै जाने हो. And but we need to give people space to learn pani. I emphasize this every time. Just because I talk about LGBT community at times does not mean malai pani community ko sabai kura thaha cha, you know, malai huncha ni specific history thaha nahola, malai huncha ni different parts thaha nahola. So you know, sadai learn garirane topic ho. So just I want to stress the fact that we need to give people their space to learn. You see, I think personally it's very important. This is an interesting one. What is your dating preference, Nepali or non-Nepali?
Okay, good question. मेरो types थियो कुनै बेला. I would say अब अहिलेको उसमा आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ I don't mind if I find the right person. Nationality, any religion, it doesn't really matter. मेरो dating preference मा चाहिँ अहिले कुनै. That person has to be super supportive and nice, I would say. What about you?
I was trying to skip on that one. All right.
I want to know.
Okay, I don't have specific preferences either. It just depends on the vibe. If you like the vibe, you go ahead, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it just depends on person, I think.
Yeah.
Because in some cases, कसैको के मन परिरहेको हुन्छ, कसैको के मन परिरहेको हुन्छ. I realize the first thing I notice in a guy is their smile. But that may not be the same with everyone. I mean, it's just different. I'm just all over the place when it comes to dating, and I'm really clumsy, I think. So yeah, I don't have a specific preference. Obviously, I think I would connect more with Nepali people, and it's just because of our shared culture. That's it. But that does not mean I'm not open to experiencing other cultures and just trying out new things. So yeah, I've hung out with people from here and I've loved it as well. So yeah, I like it adventurous, I'd
Good.
say.
Good to know. Okay. What is the most ridiculous stereotype you have heard about gay men? I feel like मान्छेहरूको always stereotype चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि gay men are always like feminine हुन्छ नि feminine र
Oh,
केटी जस्तो हुन्छ
right.
and then always
Of
has to
course.
be like okay को चाहिँ केटी को चाहिँ केटा like always that questions comes around हुन्छ नि and I don't like that. It doesn't have to be like कोही केटी हुनुपर्छ कोही केटा हुनुपर्छ. They don't get maybe yeah I get it like they don't know. त्यो एउटा stereotypes चाहिँ I just wanna like break it like हुन्छ नि.
Plus, I think it's also because of the distinction in gender expression versus gender identity type of thing. So both of these topics revolve around feminine and masculine spectrum. A lot of people don't realize that the way you express yourself in front of society, which is your gender expression, is different from your identity and your sexual orientation.
Right.
Yeah, because gay is a term that is associated with sexual orientation, but you expressing in a feminine way or a masculine way or in an androgynous way is under the topic of gender expression. So it's probably because of the distinction. So yes, that is one of the stereotypes. I get that a lot, especially in regards to makeup, because
Yes.
yeah, some of us, we really enjoy applying makeup, and that people naturally associate you with being gay, which is not true, because again, applying makeup is a part of your gender expression and not under your sexual orientation.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'd say makeup would be one thing that I've been stereotyped a lot about. Okay, it's a long one. Why is it common for queer individuals to be labeled based on their sexual orientation, such as a gay teacher, while it is not the norm for heterosexual individuals? And how can we shift the focus away from a person's sexual orientation towards their professional identity and accomplishment?
जसरी लाइक हेटेरोसेक्सुअलहरूलाई जसरी लेबल गरिँदैन त्यसरी नै वाइ लाइक द कोर पिपलहरूलाई चाहिँ ओके यो गे भनेर जसरी गरिन्छ द्याट्स वाट आई डोन्ट लाइक.
So definitely ideal society ma chahi we would expect that to not tag ourselves as gay something in regard to our professions. But I think we're getting there slowly because again kati parts ma awareness ko kami bhayeko karanle it's also important to kind of educate them, and I think kata it has also helped when you tag yourself as a gay model. It has also helped people understand that gay people are also successful. So that may not be the right way to look at it, because again, ideal society, man, everyone has to be equal and you would not be tagged. So I think we will get there. We will. I'm very optimistic about this thing. We will get there soon. Right now we're not, but I think we will. So what differences have you observed in the treatment, attitude and behavior towards the LGBTIQ plus community in Nepal compared to Nepali community in the United States?
मलाई कसैको पनि डर छैन यहाँनिर मान्छेले कसरी जज गर्छ. आइएम लाइक free spirit here. I can be myself. Like as you can see now, I can dress up like the way I want. I can do my makeup on, like anything. Like I can go anywhere. And even if people judge, I don't care. तर if म नेपालमा थिएँ भने I would think हुन्छ नि okay, I might know someone like okay, people are like हुन्छ नि like judging me. There are type of like हुन्छ नि consciousness एउटा भइराख्छ. तर यहाँ चाहिँ no, I don't see that. Like हुन्छ नि I can be myself. I'm a free bird here. So that's a difference.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, you've styled me quite a few times here, which I could never do back in my country, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could, but it's more easy. It's definitely easier,
It's way easier.
Here, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
And for the last question, what are some of your individual struggles on finding love, making queer friends in US-based Nepali community?
Okay, I think because I don't know a lot of people already here, and it's not been long that I'm here. Yeah, I am having a hard time finding people of my own interest and from the community, but that does not mean I've not taken help from dating apps and everything. Of course I have. So I wouldn't say, because I'm always occupied with my other stuff, including my work and my studies. I wouldn't say I have struggled very much with making friends, because the friends I have right now, I think it's a good place to be in. The place I'm currently at, I think it's a good place to be in. But hopefully there'll be a day when I'll seek for more, and I don't know how to go forward with that. I think it'll be a struggle then.
For me, I have a huge community here. Like I know many people in Dallas,
Right.
especially, and they support me. They love me. The way they shower me with love, I love that. Like everywhere I go in every event, they just come to me and then, oh my God, you are doing great. You are doing a great job, and you should represent your community. And then I feel such a good vibe. Good. Oh my God, wait.